Nah, it hasn't been that long since I've made a video. Just go over here, go to my channel. Let's see here. I'll go to videos. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. So, it's been a while, I'll have to admit it. But I am back. I've been busy, but I'm back making this video. Which brings me to the topic of this video. The Pyro. Now, this is not going to be a video about me whining and complaining of what Valve should fix and why Pyro was broken. No, I'm not going to be talking about that. What I am going to be talking about is what he is as of right now, as recording of this video. What he is, what he does, and how he fits into the current TF2 ecosystem. The first topic I'd like to talk about is his role in a pub server, not in a competitive sense. So, what is his role? That is the question. Is he a support? Well, if he was a support, why don't they increase his movement speed and lower his health while driving up the benefits of reflecting and extinguishing teammates? Is he a defensive class? Then why isn't his knockback much stronger than what it is to crowd control his enemies? Or is he a offensive class, but if he was, he would have increased health and damage along with movement speed, comparable to that or the demo or soldier? The point I'm trying to make is that Pyro has no clear defined role, and therefore he does not have any clear defined way of playing, which makes him really hard to actually play efficiently. Which brings me to my next point. The flamethrower. Some by many accounts call it overpowered. Some by other accounts say it's underpowered. So what is it really? Well, in my opinion, the flamethrower is underpowered if the Pyro only uses its flames. Air compression can help the flamethrower, but it is not a fix-all band-aid. Now, while many of you say, no, it's overpowered because of how much damage it does, think about it. Flog with crits does enough damage to match that of a heavy point-blank revved up doing normal damage to you. So in reality, the flamethrower only does a quarter of that with normal damage, meaning that Pyro, who's supposed to be a close combat class, does not do nearly as much damage as a heavy does at point blank. So then you may think, what about Air Blast? That's supposed to be the catch-all thing, and it's supposed to be the one saving grace of Pyro that makes him great, yes? Well, no. While it is an effective crowd control technique, and it also allows you to easier line up flare shots and comboing, it does not help you in the long run for actual crowd control. It only moves people back by a certain amount, which can easily be gained again due to how movement speeds works along with strafing. Along with that fact, in and of itself, makes Pyro an easily counterable class as long as you play a meta strategy. This especially becomes true when you think about reflecting and reflexes along with Pyro. If the Pyro is able to startle a soldier, he will probably be able to reflect your shots pretty easily, but if you play a metagame and simply walk at the Pyro, he will never know when you're going to shoot, which allows you to easily counter him. Which you are the Pyro, you're supposed to be able to counter the soldier at least to a soft degree. And ever since the Air Blast has been nerfed recently, the crowd controlling effects of the Air Blast has been significantly reduced to what it was. Though even as I am saying this, some of you out there still believe that Pyro is overpowered. It is not because he's overpowered. It's because when you are fighting him, you feel that you are helpless. That is the reason why you feel that Pyro is overpowered. You feel helpless when fighting him because he is allowed to control the battlefield to such a degree that no other class can, and that you have no choice and have no say in whether or not you live or die. Which brings me to my last topic, the Air Blast, the crutch and crux of Pyro and what he is supposed to do on the battlefield. The Air Blast is able to do many things. It is able to reflect projectiles of your enemies and turn them against them, doing mini crits if you damage them with it. It is able to extinguish your teammates, releasing them of the more damage they would take over time with Afterburn. And also, it is able to crowd control your enemies by throwing them up in the air voluntarily. This means that Air Blast in and of itself provides 3 different roles for the Pyro. Offensively for crowd controlling and reflecting projectiles. Defensively for crowd controlling and keeping people off objectives. and supportively by extinguishing your teammates and gaining health now. This means with this single mechanic that Pyro is supposed to fill multiple roles, which he cannot because he is not a master of any of them. This means that Pyro has no specific role and is not specialized enough to really have a role. And in this game of Team Fortress 2, if you do not have a specialized role, you do not have a place in any game mode. At least that is what I think. And for me to wrap this up, even though it seems that the flamethrower is powerful at times, it suffers the same problems as the essential class role that Pyro fills. It tries to be the jack of all trades, yet will be the master of nothing and will have nothing unique to be useful to the team. And thank you for listening to me ramble for 5 minutes. And with any luck, I'll see you in the next video.
Lucy, you're such a romantic.
I know, right?